Let's actually get into the game. I was having connection problems earlier today. Had to get not Netflix, Comcast on the case, but I think they fixed my problems. Hopefully. Oh, I'm so tired. You guys, that was a lot. That was a lot of gardening, and I had to till and fertilize, and it was just, really, literally, blisters on my hands. But fortunately, they're not on my fingers, so I can play. So that's a good thing. Hey, BB10. Just getting logged in here. I don't know why it's taking so long. Oh, there. I was only 5 in queue. Seriously, blisters on both of my hands. This is not good. Alright, anyhow. Let me just check my retainers real quick. Yeah, but I'm be happy because we're going to have the garden. We basically would have gotten the garden set up and planted and ready to go in like 2 days. And we were like way behind because of all the rain. So we were way behind, but now we got caught up, and I'm going to have, well, actually I'm going to have a free weekend this weekend. I was supposed to go up and see my sister, but my boss just messaged me this morning that he has COVID. And he tested positive, and he's sick. Sick, but, like, not in the hospital sick, like a bad cold. So, I tested myself. I was negative. Got to test again tomorrow morning, but got to cancel this weekend because my sister's a teacher, and she can't get COVID because she can't bring it to school. So I got a free weekend now. So, which means I got to go get some more vodka. Sorry, VB10. Sorry. Got to get more vodka. But I don't know, I'm going to be free tomorrow. Maybe I should just do an impromptu Jackbox stream or something. That would be fun. Maybe I'll do that. What do you mean, no? I'll get my nieces and nephews to come play. I mean, I bought a bunch of them when they were on sale, so I might as well. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, anyways, half hour for them. Let's get back to the New Game Plus. Alright, where are we? Oh, that's hitting the books. We gotta get back to Charlene. Yeah, I know. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow, afternoon. I know you couldn't join in until a little late last time, so maybe I'll start it like at 2 or something. I'll let them know. We'll see. We'll see. Because I'm not doing any more work this weekend. I'm taking this weekend off after all of the gardening I did. So... down here. Alright, so now we're on the quests, the Charlene quests. And since we did the stuff over in Thavnir already. Oh, seriously, man, these hands are burning. Alright. An unsettling change has come over Charlene, but together we will divine the underlying cause for the form's callousness. As I mentioned before, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge. Which is why I began scouring Charlene's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day. But now that I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search should proceed all the swifter. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right, and you'll find the archives on the western edge of the woods. Alright. But believe me, the pain and all of that will be worth it once my plants are growing, and even more worth it once I'm harvesting fresh veggies from the garden and eating them. And I'm telling you, we're planting onions, and we planted onions for the first time last year, and I have never had sweeter, more delicious onions ever. So I'm planting a bunch of them this year because I'm gonna freeze them because we use them a lot in cooking. But we got tomatoes I gotta plant, and squash, and all types of good stuffs. Alright, let's see. Up here. What is this? Oh. I was like, what is this little pixie? It's this guy's something. My directions were easy enough to follow, I hope. In any case, you stand now before the doors of Numenon, Charleon's grandest collection of books and tomes. This building is actually only an entrance, and one of many at that. For the archives of Numenon extend deep beneath the surface like the roots of a tree. The vast halls of the Great Google Library pale in comparison to Numenon's endless maze of subterranean chambers. Any citizen of Charleon is free to enter and peruse its shelves. Well, most of the shelves. Only archons are afforded access to certain restricted vaults. I've dispatched Y'shtola and Raha to investigate those. Meanwhile, Elise and Elfino will help me continue my search through the stacks open to the general public. Your status presents more of a problem. As a non-citizen, you are only permitted to browse the first floor here at the entrance. Even so, there should be a number of books which touch upon Charlean history or forum policy. Your task will be to find and study the relevant publications. I promise you, a working knowledge of those subjects will make it far easier to spot the sort of clues we're looking for. Let us be about it, shall we? I've told the others to meet us at the stone benches over there once they've found some promising tomes. Happy reading. Okay, so time to look at some books. Oh gosh, there's tons of books. Brightly colored book. The title on the spine reads, The Story of Charleon. Yeah, let's read it. Long, long ago, on an island in the northern sea, there lived a Rogadan man by the name of Nunkremph. Nunkremph was a student of astrology, and he divined that a flood of terrifying proportions would soon sweep over the lands of Eorzea. So it was that he built a gigantic ship, assembled a crew, and set sail for that imperiled realm. The flood arrived as foretold, and to their horror, the strangely churning waters drove the people towards the ocean. It was there, however, that Nunkremp's crew hauled them aboard his ark. But the danger had not passed. A towering wave approached, threatening to smash the vessel to pieces. With only moments to spare, Nunkremph wove a mighty spell of teleportation and shifted the entire ship to safety atop Abelathia's vine. Refugees from the surrounding regions huddled there alongside them, but it was not long before disputes over the dwindling supply of food led to violence and bloodshed. I know. I don't even know if I'm saying that name right. Saddened by the sight, Nunkremph gathered to him his crew and his grateful passengers, and abandoned the ark to those reddened peaks. They journeyed to the coast where they built a new ship, intent upon returning to the northern seas. They landed on the beach of an island and settled upon that very spot. That settlement prospered and grew, and in time it became the city of Charleon we live in to this day. Oh boy, hold on. After all of that work, my fingers twitching. It was, man. My hands are, can you stop? Oh, it was scam lately. Alright, let's see. Literally, my finger was doing a weird twitch. I'm sure because I've been overworking the muscles and everything. Alright. Red covered book. The title on the spine reads Roads of Old, the Colony. Many years ago, on the banks of the Thaliac in the Dravanian hinterlands, a Charlean colony once thrived. The settlement was originally established as a mere outpost to study the ethereal sea in the year 1311 of the 6th astral era. Scholars dispatched to Eorzea found the facilities wanting, and their demands encouraged a gradual expansion in structures and services. As rumors spread of a growing community of academics, the area was further inundated with Eorzean students hoping to share in the renowned wisdom of the Sharlayans. 50 years later, the Forum passed a motion to recognize what had become a flourishing town as an official Sharlayan colony. Eorzean residents took to calling the colony itself Sharlayan, which led to no small amount of confusion when discussions turned to the subject of the motherland. In response, some Sharlayan inhabitants, if pressed for a name, would simply refer to it as Emporium. Following the Exodus, however, goblins and treasure hunters claimed for themselves a corner of the abandoned colony and gave it yet another name, Idleshire. The following chapters go on to introduce the most prominent features of Idleshire. This book does not appear to contain additional information on the Forum or cover the history of the Sharlayan motherland in greater detail. Alright, we don't need that one. Well, we've been to Idleshire, remember? Back in Heavensward. Leather-bound tome. I know all of this might seem a little boring, but this does give us some interesting background that kind of is going to come into play later on. The title on the spine reads, The Voice of a Growing City. In the years which followed the founding of Sharlayan, civic policy and other matters of import were decided at the Ecclesia, a public forum at which every citizen was eligible to speak. As the city's population grew, however, this format became increasingly impractical. The larger number of participants gave rise to ever longer debates, resulting in significant delays of vital resolutions. Various measures were introduced in an attempt to curtail protracted discussions. But in the year 2001 of the 6th astral era, it was ultimately decreed that Sharlayan would transition to a new form of governance. The nation would now be led by a body of 99 members, citizens chosen from amongst their peers by means of a nationwide vote. Thus was the Forum, as we know it today, conceived and created. Alright. Oh, so that was a relevant tome, huh? Title on the spine reads, An Introduction to the Heavens. Have you ever gazed at the skies above and contemplated the mysteries contained therein? I speak not of shifting cloud patterns, but of the vastness beyond, of the sun and the twinkling tapestry of the night. Some think the dome above us to be a finite space, yet amongst the leading thinkers of our age, one scholar's depiction of a boundless sea of stars has firmly taken root. Alas, this heavenly sea remains an unreachable, unknowable destination. There are few indeed who can explain, in satisfactory detail, why our own star is believed to revolve around the sun. It was the technologists of Alag, space, who came closest to understanding the laws which govern that starry abyss. It was they who launched Alamud and sought to expand beyond our earthbound existence. Having read of their ancient ambitions, I wonder, has your interest in this field of study waxed or waned? What if I were to tell you that the eternal constellations were arranged differently in the distant past, that their positions continue to shift almost imperceptibly, but measurably as we journey into the future? Would it shock you to learn that the stars drift further and further apart, and may indeed do so forever? Are you eager to learn more? The book is on the wrong subject. Search for works which contain details on the Forum, or mention the history of Sharlayan. Yeah, but that was kind of interesting. I kind of liked it. It was almost, I don't know. Well-worn manual. Forever 20 Summers. What? My beloved seekers of knowledge, have you ever put learning before your health and neglected to feed and rest your body as you should? I, too, once engaged in such foolish practices, but one night, engrossed in philosophical study, I had an epiphany. For all the world's mysteries that drive us to reckless abandon, we have so very few years of life in which to achieve our goals. Thus do I share with you this mantra, I am forever 20 summers young. The number itself is unimportant. You could be 19 or 23 or 40, whatever age you are when you discover this manual. Let that be the age you aspire to remain. Through mindful, healthy living, will you extend the time available to spend upon your chosen research. Another day, another moon, another summer to grasp the greater truths of your pursuit. In the pages that follow, we will explore the secrets of maintaining one's physical condition from a biological, etherological, and arcane viewpoint. What is this? Was it a self-help? It was well worn, but it's a self-help book. I don't know about that. I don't feel it today. I don't. Time-worn tone. Stewards of Wisdom. Okay. During the chaos of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, Archon Newcrump, founder of Charlian, bore witness to the madness and savagery of men brought to the brink of despair. Upon raising a settlement on an island in the northern Empty, he instructed his people thus: renounce the ways of war and pursue enlightenment through knowledge and reason. The Charlians took to heart the words of their savior, and thenceforth served as stewards of wisdom. Upon a foundation of accumulated learning, they built a homeland unlike any other, a nation born from strength of minds rather than strength of arms. With knowledge of economics came shrewd trading. With knowledge of agriculture came bountiful crops. Engineering brought wells and sewers, ending squabbles over water. Wealth of expertise could be bartered for wealth in coin, and the more their wisdom spread throughout the world, the more mankind as a whole would thrive. And so it was that no matter the trials and tribulations of the age, the citizens of Charlian would live by their founders' teachings. For the sake of a better tomorrow, for the sake of a brighter star, they would eschew the tools of war and with knowledge deliver the world. You gained a fundamental understanding of Charlian history and the foundation of the Forum. Head outside to the rendezvous point and await your companions. Alright. Seems like we got what we came for. Hey, check this out. This is a lookout spot. I never actually got this one. Is it because you look down here? Or you just look at the entire library? Here we go. Vista Record. Numenon, the pride of the studium and parent institution to the Great Google Library. This massive collection of scrolls and tomes is the largest of its kind. Knowledge from every corner of the world is collected here, and efforts to compile the Bibliotheca Historica, the ultimate repository of wisdom, is an endeavor without end. Okay. Yeah, they have those all over the place. I haven't gotten around to collect them all. They're like little vistas, like where they're, interesting views. Sorry, were you waiting long? I wanted to make sure I'd borrowed at least a few promising volumes. Alphino and Kryal should also be along shortly. I was delayed in similar fashion. As far as I could see, no titles in the Archon stacks mentioned the final day specifically, so we have no choice but to start with the tangentially relevant tomes, if there are even that. At present, the plan is to skim through as quickly as we dare and share our discoveries as we make them. It would have been nice to invite everyone to the estate. Plenty of comfortable places to read and a ready supply of hot tea. Oh, I was always quite fond of reading outside. It's not about the little pleasures, is it? You miss your home. It's been difficult. After our arrival, we managed to speak with one of the family servants and ask how things were. It seems our dear father has instructed the staff that even if Alphino and I were to return to Charlian, we were not to be allowed across the threshold. A harsh measure indeed. I hope that our efforts to understand his position and that of the Forum will perhaps lead to a reconciliation. mend this rift one day, I'm certain of it. What of you, Graha? Have you been to visit your family, or do they not live here in the city? Well, my situation is also somewhat complicated. I was raised in Charlian, yes, but I was born rather further away. In the southern reaches of Ilsebard, in fact. For generations my people have dwelt in Corvos, the coastal region opposite the island of Tabnir. The Alligans founded a city in that fertile land, and by ship brought in the subjugated tribes of the Mikote to serve as laborers. Of course, the massive earthquakes of the fourth umbral calamity brought an end to the Empire's reign, and when the fifth calamity froze the seas solid, many of the tribes still living in Corvos braved the journey back to Eorzea. My ancestors, however, chose to remain, that they may prevent the remnants of Allagan technology from being misused. Isn't Corvos under Garlean rule? For the past 50 years, yes. Some semblance of local culture remains, as is the case for most imperial provinces. But Garlemald renamed the region Locus Aminus? I guess it's Aminus. Locus Aminus. When I was a boy, a nearby town came under the jurisdiction of an illustrious imperial family, the nobles of House Darnus. What? Darnus? House Darnus demonstrated a singular interest in Allagan civilization, and so my tribe was forced to consider a plan of action. For some time already, voices had been raised in favor of abandoning our ancient customs. After all, the Allagan eye no longer passed to our eldest children as reliably as it once had. Fear of discovery eventually tipped the scales, and the decision was made to bury our ties to the knowledge and traditions of Allag. As the last child born with the Allagan eye, I was given over to the custody of friends and the students of Baldessian, who had me registered as a Charlian citizen. I never even considered. Forgive me, it was an unkind question. What's going on? Another package? Alright. Even Thancred was taken in by Archon Louisois, was he not? Stories of adopted waifs and rescued orphans are more common among Charlians than you might think. Yet regardless of our origins, we are all provided with an equal opportunity to learn, and with sufficient perspicacity? I don't know. What is this word? We outsiders can even earn the vaunted title of Archon. It's not often that I come across a word I don't know. No, it wasn't ordered by Nashu. But I did order some more food from Chewy.com. You got a package coming in with some more kitty food from Chewy.com. This is exactly why I have such love for this country, and why I wish to remain a nation of which its citizens can be proud. Hear, hear. Another good reason to get to the bottom of the forum's stubbornness, aside from the trifling matter of our impending doom. Excuse us while we try to make some headway into these books, Rislin. More company should be arriving at any moment now. Alright, I guess we're gonna sit around again? Yeah? Or do I get to talk to them? What else do I know of Corvos? Precious little, I am afraid. I've not returned since Master Gala first brought me here. I can tell you that Corvosi rebels still seek to slip the yoke of their imperial masters, though the fighting is far less fierce than it once was. Oh, and they have carpets. Flying carpets. The legends are quite extraordinary. Keenness and mental perception. Perspicacity. Okay, whatever. I'm still not going to be able to say that word. There are others better suited to poring over old books, so I thought I'd try my luck with more recent events. If I can find anything to better inform the forum's baffling behavior. We've returned with our selections. Although I must say the pickings were quite slim indeed. Mistress Kryl has already flicked through almost every history book devoted to disasters, more than a few which barely made mention of them. As such, we will be looking into research papers on the umbral calamities, as well as articles written by prominent forum members. Perhaps their knowledge of the final days comes from an unexpected source. Speaking of which, might I ask you a few questions related to the final days? I'm the only one here who didn't witness the events of Amrod firsthand, and fear I may be overlooking critical details. My thanks. Now, where to begin? First things first, what kind of phenomena did the ancients encounter as the final days drew nigh? Well, I think that was the complete destabilization of creation magics. I can't talk today, you guys. I'm just so tired. Primals of I'll just say this one, because I'm pretty sure that's one. Yes, the unfolding catastrophe wrought havoc on all manner of life. Chaos extended to the ancients themselves, causing their powers of creation to spiral out of control. Fear and despair manifested in terrible, tangible fashion. Meteors raining from the sky, fire erupting from the ground, indescribable abominations prowling the streets. That more or less aligns with my understanding. If only the arts of creation had survived until the present day, we might have had something substantial to analyze. To the best of our knowledge, however, those techniques were not preserved or passed on. Y'shtola surmises that the closest known magic is that of the summoning rituals promulgated by the Scions. Was there aught else of note which heralded the approach of the final days? Well, they say it began with a keening sound from the land itself. Ah, yes, the Amaratines spoke of it, didn't they? We never did hear this sound ourselves, of course, thrust as we were into the midst of madness. But it seems that each and every one of the catastrophes was preceded by this ominous noise. Eventually it resounded all across the star, and not even Amrod was spared. So the ground was crying out, you say? To be considered the harbinger of doom, it must have been quite distinctive, and probably quite loud. I'll have to speak with one of Numenon's Mehmets, and ask after any books which make mention of such a sound. Last but not least, would you describe how the ancients sought to quell this unprecedented calamity? What definitive action did they take? Well, they summoned Zodiark, for sure. Yes, with Elidibus serving as his heart. So many gave themselves in sacrifice to bring him into being. We do not know exactly how Zodiark brought salvation to the star, only that his godlike will were the laws of nature set aright. Then, once the balance was redressed, the ancients offered up a further sacrifice to heal the ravages of the final days. Life sprouted anew, and it was these fledgling souls they intended to render unto Zodiark, a trade that would have allowed them to resurrect the shades of loved ones absorbed by the primal. Or might have, had Vana and her fellows not manifested their opposition in the form of Heidelin. Thank you, both of you, for the detailed review. I feel much more confident now in my understanding of events. With all that freshly in mind, it does make me wonder what the Telafroi truly mean when they speak of bringing back the final days. We've seen what they are doing with those towers of theirs. Is forcing people to summon primals a kind of catalyst? Are they attempting to mirror the conditions caused by unstable creation magics? Or are they simply using the final days as a figure of speech? convenient metaphor for the scale of destruction they plan to unleash. But this is all just pointless conjecture at this stage. Let us return our attention to the forum, shall we? We should keep an eye out for Ishtola, but 'tis time we began studying these research papers. Yeah, well, that's true. Gluteus... Xenos just wants to fight me. Gluteus Ultima. Oh. You will see that. You will see, and you will understand how true that is, BB10. I'm the last, am I? Well, my extended search of the Archon stacks produced one or two possibly useful books. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. If you recall, Urian J learned of the source's reflections from the Garoon oracles. For its potential to cause panic and confusion, that tome was deemed apocrypha and sealed away in the Grey Google Library. 'Tis even less likely that knowledge of the unsundered world, not to mention the horrors of the final days, would be left sitting on a shelf for any curious scholars to find. It stands to reason, then, that my colleagues, be they archons or counselors, should perforce be largely ignorant of the subject. Yet when you confronted Master Fortuno with knowledge of the Telafroi and their machinations, he scoffed at the suggestion that they posed a threat. He seemed adamant that the Forum would know if the final days were truly upon us, which only supports the conclusion that whatever privileged wisdom is guiding the Forum's behavior, it is being kept from this rest of the nation. Not that I mean to excuse myself from reading duty. Whether they contain mention of the final days or no, these books could yet hold something of value. You weren't thinking of leaving, were you? There's plenty of work for everyone. Not me. I don't want to sit here and read all day, even though that's all I'm doing here is reading all of the lines here to you guys. That was just one quest. We are a half hour into the stream, and that was just one quest. Speaking of which, I gotta get my MSQ list up. You labor for what feels like an age as Y'shtola's research assistant. Oh dear, you look exhausted. But what about your studies? Were you able to find any books on the subjects that I mentioned? The day was well spent. Should you wish to read them again, a mammoth at the reference desk will point you in the right direction. For the moment, though, I suggest you take a well-deserved rest. You might be occupied with our research for quite some time. I might have a Dr. Pepper later. I actually picked some up. I might actually do that. Boy. Yashu. She has been a stinker lately. She's been a little brat. A little brat. But she's sleeping now. Like a little angel. But she's not an angel. She's a brat. Ready for a tea break, Risslin? I know I am. Honestly, my neck and shoulders are going to calcify if I don't stretch my legs and walk around for a bit. You know the last stand down in the harbor, don't you? Come and meet me near the outside tables, and I'll treat you to their coffee. It's quite good. Alright. Maybe I should just take the, etherite to the Scholar's Harbor. Though I did treat myself to a Frosty from Wendy's today with lunch. I was doing so much stuff. I was just like, and I was hot. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to get myself a Frosty. Ah, that was good. You just got to dip your French fries and eat it. Perfect. It's the best. It's the best. French fries and Frosty. Chef's kiss. Chef's kiss. As busy as ever, I see. How very Charlian that no other gourmet cafe has sprung up to compete for customers. Actually, this crowd gives me an idea. Before we place an order, why don't we ask a few questions and gauge the mood of the city? I'm interested to hear what the average citizen has to say about the Tilafroi. We might even learn something new. Worth a try, don't you think? Alice is now accompanying you. Yeah. What? You've never heard of dipping french fries into Frosties? Yes, it's ice cream. It's delicious. Listen, look it up. People do it. I'm not the only one. Yes, french fries and Frosties. What? What is it? Can a man not enjoy a moment of private respite? If you're looking to share a table, then I respectfully request that you look elsewhere. You misunderstand, sir. We were simply wondering if you knew of the Tilafroi. These enemies of peace have promised to end to all we hold dear, and... Wait, you're that House Leveilleur girl, aren't you? And this woman with you was obviously a foreigner. I'd heard you were disowned for helping outsiders indulge their barbaric whims. And here you are giving truth to the rumor. I'll thank you to leave me be. I've naught to say to the likes of you. Well, I must apologize. 'Twas foolish of me to expect an ounce of civility from one so enlightened. Come, Rosalind. I don't know if you're screaming about the Frosty with fries or that guy being a jerk. Aw, this is a pretty plant. It looks like lilacs. I love lilacs. Yes, I don't believe I've had the pleasure. Pray excuse the interruption, but we were hoping you might share your thoughts on the Tilafroi and their unconscionable plans. My goodness, if it isn't the young Miss Leveilleur. My apologies, but I work in the offices of the Forum, and if word reached Master Fortuneau that I was helping you. I see. We're sorry to have bothered you. Hey! Don't knock it until you try it. Don't knock it until you try it. It's good. I've been doing it since I was a kid. You know how that was a long time ago. What? What did I just put on myself? Oh. Welcome, madam. What can I offer you today? Wait. Is that Mistress Alice I see there? My word, how long has it been? Far too long. Meet Dickon, the owner of the Last Stand. I used to frequent his cafe on occasion, in between lessons at the studio. That seems like an age ago now. I remember hearing that you and Master Alphino had set sail for Eorzea, but then you never came back. Lately, there's been gossip about your father disowning the pair of you. Everything all right at home? It's complicated. And I hadn't expected complete strangers to be so familiar with our situation quite so quickly. Everyone has an opinion, it seems. Well, it is House Leveilleur. No matter how discreet Master Fortuneau may have been, news of your family's doings never stay secret for long. What? I can't believe you just said that. I can't believe you just said that. Things being what they are, that brings you back to the city now, of all times. We have questions, and only Charlian has the answers. Tell me, Master Dickon, have you heard anything about an apocalypse called the Final Days? What? Like the end of the world? Nothing like that, I'm afraid. That's what you're here to find? Information on this apocalypse? Yes, whatever you can learn. Or whatever we can learn. Unfortunately, your patrons appear to be unwilling to speak with me. I wish there was more I could do to help. But maybe there is. You're a visitor to Charlian, aren't you? And few will know your face. We should be able to pass you off as a server with none the wiser. We just finished preparing a few orders. Strike up some friendly conversation while you're setting down the food. You might just get the answers you're looking for. Not a bad idea. I hate to ask, but what do you think? That's the spirit. Pay attention now, and I'll explain where each of these dishes need to go. The tea set is for the chatty group sitting by the water's edge. The omelet is for one of our regulars, a Highlander by the name of Grisla. She's sitting at an outside table with a friend of hers. Behind them, you should see a Mikote gentleman. He ordered the oven-baked lobster. Got all that? If you're not sure, just ask and I'll explain again. Good luck. Oh, I'm gonna mess this up. I'll mess all of this up. Alright, so what do I got? Oh boy. Oh boy. The chatty group had the tea set, right? Yeah. Oh my. Oh, my tea set. Lovely, thank you. The Talafa who? I'm sorry, I've never heard of them, or their final days. My friends and I are somewhat uninformed when it comes to current events. Now, if you wanted to hear about ritual arcane practices of the 6th astral era, common or esoteric, then I'd be happy to talk your ear off. Oh, that old gentleman. They said old gentleman, right? I don't see him. Omelet? Yeah, it is. Finally! 2, 4, 6, 8! Let's dig in. No time to waste. What? The Talavaroi? Ah, yes! I remember seeing the name in the latest Gazette. That and some grand claim about the end of days. Same old senseless warmongering. When will these fools grow tired of spilling each other's blood? Best stay out of it, I say. The Forum made the right choice, and I fully support our decision to remain neutral. The urbane banter with the smile. We'll just give him this lobster. At last, the oven-baked lobster is mine. You have no idea how long I've scrimped and saved and suffered to afford this heavenly dish. Final days? This is the first I've heard of it. Although that would explain why my friend has been rushed off his feet. It must be a busy time to be a gleaner. You don't know what a gleaner is? They're collectors of a sort. Travel the world procuring things that we haven't got here in Charlian. Priceless books, unusual live specimens, and so forth. So named for those folks who trail after the reapers in the fields, picking up every grain which was missed. Aye, by all accounts, gleaning is a most meticulous and demanding profession. If these Talaphori would make good on their audacious threats, then many uncatalogued rarities could be lost forever. Why else would the gleaners be buzzing about in such a frenzy? Watch the harbor, and you'll see what I mean. They're carting loads in from the docks all day. It's never been this hectic before. Not like this. Oh, that was some interesting info. Interesting info. Any trouble with the customers? Were you able to get anyone talking? Interesting. They seem unaware of the final days, aside from whatever vague news the gazettes are printing. Even Dickon had nothing to offer, and he's the best source of gossip in the city. The Forum does have secret knowledge, and they've done an impressive job of ensuring no one whispers it in the wrong air. In any case, thank you for playing the part so well. Here, that cup of coffee I promised. But let's enjoy our drinks somewhere else, shall we? Maybe behind the peristyle, away from the gossips and their wagging tongues. hold on. Let's get the MSQ list up. Alright, let's see what we got here. We are in... a seat at the last stand. Alright. Not cheatings. It's not cheatings. Alright. Yeah, there she is. Yes, this should do nicely. Out of the wind and out of sight. Hey, it's Starbucks.
When our father disowned us, I couldn't believe what I was hearing. It wasn't until much later that his words began to sink in, that I began to feel the weight of what it meant. Do you remember when the decision was made to come to Sharlayan? Grahas said that the Forum was determined to keep us in the dark, and that Father's venomous performance was part of that strategy, to keep us at arm's length. Perhaps it was. Father argued with Grandfather on many occasions, but never with such dismissive contempt. And when he demanded what justifies the sacrifices we make in war, I honestly didn't know what to say. Neither did Alpha know, I know, but never for one moment did I believe we had made the wrong choice. So all I could do was fume silently. It was only afterwards that I realized how childish I had been, how being stubborn and self-righteous must run in the family. If I could have just mustered a civil response, then things might have turned out differently.
Oh, there are the Gleaners.
They must be ferrying goods to Labyrinthos. A vast complex beneath the island. Sharlayan is famous for archiving knowledge from around the world. Well, that knowledge is not preserved exclusively in dusty tomes and desiccated samples. Our living library, comprised of all manner of flora and fauna, is housed and studied within that underground facility. Still, that did seem to be an unusually large shipment. When I lived here, it was rare to even see such cargo transported by boat. Wait! Didn't you hear something in the last stand about the Gleaners coming and going more than usual? Well, I think they're the ones we saw manning those boats. And Gleaners answer to the Forum. If the appearance of the Telophoroi prompted this sudden burst of activity, then Labyrinthos may hold a clue as to what the Forum is planning.
Looks like we've got to get into Labyrinthos. Looks like it. How do we get down there, though? We should tell the others what we've learned about the Gleaners. Go on ahead to Numenon, and I'll join you in a moment. Master Dickon will want his cups back. You do know that I'm pretty sure Dickon is taken from, like, an homage. They took the name from Game of Thrones, because there is a character in Game of Thrones named Dickon, too. Yes, it was some lens flare. I don't mind lens flare so much, but, Alright, where we gotta go? Back up here. To the studium. Just take off. Oh, shit. Get to the studium. Well, yes, I have to give you that. Game of Thrones is very, very lewd. And it's lewd in ways, especially the show, that doesn't even really serve the story. So, oh man. I remember, oh no, not every episode. Because when we would watch it every Sunday, we would always have a thing, because, you know, they'd have the warnings before the episode. And if it didn't have nudity in it, we'd be like, it's going to be a good episode. Good episode. This is a good episode. And usually it was a good episode. Alright. Welcome back, Rislin. Been for a walk and cleared your head, have you? Not exactly. We did some impromptu investigating and turned up information on the Gleaners. It makes sense. The Gleaners take their requests directly from institutions and bureaucrats. But as you say, they ultimately answer to the Forum. A sudden and significant increase in Gleaner traffic and in cargo, it certainly gives the impression of an overarching plan being put into motion. Let us see what theory we can build from the facts. As Y'shtola observed earlier, Numenon's archives appear to contain no information concerning the final days. Coupled with what Rislin and Alice learned at the last stand, we can be reasonably sure that most Sharlayans know nothing of that particular period of ancient history. Yet my father and his colleagues are not only familiar with the final days, but are also somehow certain that the destruction being perpetrated by the Telophoroi is wholly unlike these apocalyptic events. Moreover, the Forum claims to be so occupied by a duty of such pressing importance that they saw fit to unanimously deny Eorzea's request for aid. And now the Gleaners, official agents of the state, have been mobilized on an unprecedented scale. I do not think it a stretch to conclude that the Gleaners' recent activities are in service to the Forum's secretive ends. In which case, our next course of action seems obvious. We visit Labyrinthos and assess the situation for ourselves. And if we're lucky, the Gleaners will be far more receptive to our questions. Anything would be better than burying my head in another dusty book. Y'shtola's not going to be happy to hear that. I understand not everyone is the studious type. Consider this a welcome change of pace, then. As for myself, there are a few more subjects I would like to research. I may join you later, but feel free to leave behind your borrowed books and be on your way. I'll see to it that each is returned to its proper place. That would be a great help. Thank you, Raha. Let's head down the stairs over there, and I'll show you where the entrance is. Okay. Ready? Labyrinthos is not too far from here, but you may find the path a bit disorienting. I'll take the lead, so stay close. Follow Alice and try not to fall behind. Great. Off we go, then. Alright. cousin here amongst the trees. Oh my god. Well, we really should move along. Yeah, well, you know what? Walk faster. Seriously, walk faster. I gotta walk slow. No, listen. How do I walk slow? No, that's not it. Now we run. Try to keep up. Alright, thank goodness. It was really slow. There is a way you can toggle walking so you can walk slower, but keep to the path. Straight ahead. I think she was trying to not get any attention. Draw any attention. Up here. The Rostra. Not far now. Yeah. Here we are. Through this door and down the stairs. You did remember to attune to the shard back there, didn't you? Will make your life much easier if you need to come back in a hurry. Otherwise, we should keep moving. Wonder what it's gonna look like down here. Gonna be all like the center of the earth type stuff. Take a wrong turn into the Rostra there, did you? I doubt the Forum would take kindly to you barging into a private session. How did the Forum learn of the final days, and exactly how much do they know? More to the point, what do they intend to do about it? Hopefully the answer to at least one of those questions lies below. I've not been to Labyrinthos in the longest time. Even as a student, my visits were few and far between. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone onto the lift and down we go.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms. A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge, a growing, creeping labyrinth from which there is no escape.
How the heck is all of Charlian able to be supported on top of this?
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Charlian itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't those people gleaners?
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Ugh.
Did you call to me just now? No. How odd.
I must be a bit dizzy from the descent. I'll be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Uh-oh. Something's up with Kryl. You know, something must be up with her. Alright, before we continue on, I have got to make a quick bathroom break. And then we'll continue. We'll continue exploring Labyrinth. I just wanted to check. I'm back now. I just went outside to check my little cucumber plant real quick because it was looking like... It looked fine yesterday, but we planted it and then some of the leaves started to wilt and it was looking really wilty, so I made sure to give it some extra water, and it seems to have perked up a little bit, but hopefully the thunderstorms tonight will help. Otherwise, I gotta go out and buy a new cucumber plant. Okay. Alright, so what are we doing? Are we checking around? You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos. You know, sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. They just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped in our laps. Orders from on high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing the layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Your exchange with Thebans has taught you about taking stock in Labyrinthos. Let me think. The Rhea seed should be item 1058, Cuban seeds 1059, Snurbbleberry 1060, or were they 1061? Ugh, my head feels like it's stuffed with stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the Kirthan carrots for the Garabanian carrots? What then? Exchange? Oh, yeah. I learned about large shipments coming in and out of Labyrinthos. Okay. Snurbbleberry. I'd like to taste a Snurbbleberry. You here to help or give me more headaches? Because you know, don't... I have to do this voice because he's actually a character who has a similar voice. Because you don't have you don't have the look of a gleaner. And I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. Now I have a pack of marmots running loose. Your exchange with Erenville has taught you about exhausted gleaners. Alright, so... Oh my god. I went to bed at 9 o'clock last night and I woke up at 7 o'clock. I slept 10 hours and I'm still tired. So much work. So much work, you guys. I'm gonna sleep in again tomorrow morning. And we're gonna lock the cats out tonight because they're driving me crazy. Just randomly in the middle of the night, Troy starts crying because he's mad at Nashu. Nashu's in there fucking around and he starts crying. I know, Boo Boo, but you cry and then you guys beat each other up. Any luck, Ruslan? What tales did the Gleaners have to tell? So this grand operation began without warning. And for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else? That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. You're right. The Forum is definitely up to something. And they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who has tasked them to do it. If you're game, Rislin, I have an idea. Didn't one of the Gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, he might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. In the meantime, I will turn my charms upon this Gleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! Glorified rat catcher. Alright. I don't know why we're doing all this stuff when we should be helping. What's her name? What was the name of the elephant that got just sucked into the tower? We should be helping her. You wish to help me find the marmots. I have nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering one out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. Always chores. The name is Erenville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Nangshian marmots are a trial I have no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. But of mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? I've not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard. There are beasts out there that won't hesitate to prey on a marmot, or you. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Alright. Time to catch some marmots. Ooh, grizzled mouse. What? It's a hunting coyote. Oh hey, for Noah out. Chirp, squeak. I'm coughing. Oh my god, I hope I don't have COVID. Seriously. It's probably just a dry throat, but seriously. It's like now that my boss had COVID, even though I tested negative this morning, I'm gonna be like all stressed out. Barely had you readied this sack when the grizzled mouse scampers off into the underbrush. Who knows what's gonna... He says he's not gonna be back into the office until he tests negative, so... Who knows when that's gonna be. Hopefully I can go into work on Monday. What are these things? It's a troll. Oh my god, it's a troll. Get out of here. It's a troll. Oh, here it is. Grizzled mouse. Ah, he went away. What? I can't change a class. is very big. The rodent nimbly evades your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. This freaking marmot. I don't see this thing nowhere. Do I see this marmot? I don't see it. No, that's too high up. It's down. Do I have to be on the ground for it to pop up? Oh, come on! Maybe. Let's look at this up here. This doesn't look like trees to me. Oh, there it is. It's there. Chirp. I got it in a corner. Squeak, squeak. More prepared for its speed this time, you succeed in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Man, look at all of these fates I could be doing. I could be doing fates. But I'm not, so it's fine. Probably do some this weekend. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves one unaccounted for. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment while I put our friends in a holding case. Cage. Case. They're just like kind of like random limited time quests that you can use to farm up and level and stuff. Thankfully, the marmots seem to be unharmed, and they've held up well in isolation. But it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? Why, the authority in charge of Labyrinthos, now and in perpetuity. The same officials who've had us working day and night of late. The honorable members of the Forum, who else? Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. Those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. Wait a minute. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed. They're having me catch food. They're having me catch food. I don't know what the Forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. There you are, Rosalind. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting in company you keep, friend. Who are you folk, anyway? I am Kryle, of the students of Baldessian. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the Forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That is why we made the descent into Labyrinthos. We hoped that by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Yeah, these are rabbits. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer more for your services. Yes, that's Vera. Well, they added male Veras in this expansion in Endwalker. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? So, we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the Forum. However, the Gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. Oh. Are marmots rabbits? I don't know if they're rabbits. They're more like rodents. Well, I guess a rabbit's considered a rodent. I don't know. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun, the Forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telophoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus am I inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives the distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telophoroi's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely. But let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archaeon? From there, we can reach the lower... Kryl, what's wrong? I'm fine. Truly, the sudden descent has left me with a bit of a headache. That's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaeon. We follow the path east, through the forest where you were chasing after that mouse, or marbot, was it? Anyway, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. I don't have to worry about trolls because I could just fly through here, so, whatever. Aw, Chewy's looking so cute. Do I need to sing him a song about how cute he looks while he's sleeping? I should sing him a song about how cute he looks. Aw, he's like, Mommy, stop. Stop it, I'm trying to sleep. Don't sing me a song. Don't worry about me. I'm hale and healthy. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that. Nay, let's discuss this later. The investigation demands our undivided attention. This is the foremost material archive in Sharlayan. I should love to explore its treasures shelf by shelf, but I fear we have little time for such indulgences. Were you caught in mist? Wait, were you caught in mist on your way here? Sprayers keep the air humid so the habitat feels as close as possible to our natural forest. Behold, the Archaeon. As Numenon serves as Sharlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture, too, is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as the detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Sharlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. This song is from a dungeon. Just like I'm sitting here, I'm listening to this. I think it's, shit, what dungeon is this from? This is from the Anti-Tower. This is the Anti-Tower's music. Yes, it is. Okay. It was gonna kill me until I figured it out. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Deeper into the maze. Oh, we're about halfway into these quests. That's alright. Well, as long as we can hit the dungeon before the end of the stream. Greetings. We are here to peruse the Archaeon's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners, then. Might I ask your affiliation? We belong to the students of Baldessian, but is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us, then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? That service has also been suspended, I am afraid. For the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. What? So this is as far as we can go? I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation has concluded. By that time, it'll be too late. We were so close to getting answers. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for the moment, shall we? Did I even take my pills today? Uh-oh. Students of Baldessian. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No, I didn't take my pills. Hold on, I gotta take my pills. Gots to take my pills. Alright, that's better. If I don't take them, then my allergy starts going nuts and all types of other things going on. Chewie. What? Don't look at me like that, boo-boo. Okay. The Forum must be wary of exposure indeed to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. They're going to close off facilities, then they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. Labyrinthos is constructed in the shape of a mortar. This upper layer is called the Outer Circuit, and the Medial Circuit lies one tier below us. Oh, it's sunny out. Sky is sunny. Alright. We are at an impasse. As we have no other leads, I should like to peruse this one further. Or pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. Renoa, get your butt out of Alisaie's face. Dang it, bird. It is likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. Alright, more chores. What's that? Take you down on a lift with me. Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now have I finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though, shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. I can't wait until you get to see the Loporrits. I can't wait. You're gonna love the Loporrits. They're gonna be your favorite outside of the doors. Alright, where are we gonna go? Am I taking a lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archaeon, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was wandering around Tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal! Oddest little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. The Loporrits! The Loporrits! Oh, you'll find out. Don't you worry. You're gonna love them. Alright. Where? It's gonna be probably a couple streams before that. You get to meet them, though. Estes Tolos. These words are all very Greek sounding. Yes, very, very Greek sounding. Quiet. You'll frighten them away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The cloudkin I need to capture is close, very close. You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than 1. Very well. The canal here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the Hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry a distinctive caw. Single it out and shoot it with the sleeping dart. Hey, it's that guy again! Oh crap, he ran off. But it's this dude again! This little Lollipop again! What's he doing here? Search your surroundings for the Hornbill. You may move the camera. Yeah. Hornbill. That's not a Hornbill. Aha, that's a Hornbill for sure. No. They says it's caw. This is it. Yes, got it. It's a poor bird.
Fair shot.
Oh, Chewie, come here.
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up, and I'll make my way over to you.
Truss it up. Oh, come on. Oh, cat, come on, stop. Ooh, okay. Alright, that's good. Sorry, Chewie just being a little gangly. You being a little gangly, boo-boo.
There you are. Any new revelations?
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a cleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Uh-oh. Below?
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers hand-picked by the Forum. The projects down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live in isolated quarters.
What the hell are they doing down there?
What could a facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
To migrate?
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
Perhaps you might reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
There is?
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, it should provide access to the Medial Circuit below.
I never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome. But consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
All right. Come on, Renoa. Hey, I just climbed right on her back. No, it's time to fly. Time to fly. The Medial Circuit, which Erinville mentioned, is the tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest levels of Labyrinthos with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let us see what we might find. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thank the scholar that Erinville knew of it, and that you were there to persuade him to share. I took a quick peek inside, but it's awfully dark in there. Oh, no! Alpha, no! Get out of here! Look at how close he is! Oh, no. It's horrible. Alpha, no, stop looking. This must be it. The entrance to the mine shaft. 'Tis faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures home there. By the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beasts aside, we will need to watch our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Oh my god. It was way too close. Way too close for comfort. Alright, Renoa, for fuck's sake, bird. Get off of Alizé. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow and don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Alright, here we go. On my chair. This place isn't even that bad. Oh, what's this destination? Surveying. I don't see nothing. Uh-oh. Noble mithril cap. Come on, Renoa. Start kicking these guys' butts. Which? What? Why can't I change jobs? There we go. Alright. Yeah. I changed to warrior for a little bit, so. This will make killing these guys a little better, easier. Well, trying to make killing these guys easier. text. Hold on. What's this? Scam likely. Scam likely's all day today. That mine shaft was infested with mithril caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder. I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels? I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought, and I lost my footing for a moment. That's all. I'm not injured if you don't count my pride. Listen, did you know that Kryl almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence, at least. And, as promised, the tunnel has delivered us unto the Medial Circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Aaronville's assumption holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what they see. Or see what we see. Alright. Unfortunately, you're not going to see the 8-pixel grapes. You're just not going to see them. They fixed those. Not 8 pixels, but the 8-polygon grapes. Or was it 6? It was like very, very low polygon grapes. Oh yeah, see, they fixed them. Aha! Now I know where we are. This is Merrell Agronomics. Labyrinthos is host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods utilized in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin, let alone how they might taste. Indeed. Mystery vegetables without a name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. 'Tis possible they know something of the form's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Let's go talk to peoples. It's just been a lot of talking. Just lots and lots of talking to the peoples. Alright, now what? I don't see any. Oh, there we go. Overwhelmed laborer. Do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport. Hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling a lot of that up that slope was a job and a half. They seem in very much a hurry around here. I feel like something's definitely going on. Definitely going on. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grain. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow. The conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising, given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled. A region in the south of Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory is ever contested, as you might expect. Used to be called Corvos before the Imperials renamed it Locus Aminus. The Forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment, one whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. Its sense provided a rich foundation for countless experiments and cultivation. Can't we just get to killing stuff? I just want to start hitting stuff. I just want to start killing things. Oh, hello there. We weren't expecting visitors. Not with use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? A mine shaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the Forum has us filling order lists a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests. Literal wagon loads of crop samples and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for ridiculous quantities of seeds we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation, and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. No, not satisfying at all. Something shifty is definitely going on. You know what? I'm just gonna fly. Oops. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Stacked boxes. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings, accompanied by sheaves of reports.
Hard to look away, isn't it? But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
What? You mean they're moonstones?
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect. And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration. As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
I'm gonna take one of these flowers. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull for a flower. Ooh. Victoria's Cave music.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we've failed to gain any significant insight into the Forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
If only we could interrogate the Forum members directly. Isn't that the entrance to the Archaean? Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Erenville receives his orders from the Forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a Forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation? What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice. If you're not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay. I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions. And no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
Well, you know what they say, it's easier to apologize than it is to ask for permission. And clearly that's where we're at.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all... Crier?
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly! Erenville is on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him. Almost. I can almost reach you.
Is Cryle still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Forgive me, my attention has been elsewhere. We were following Erenville, weren't we? Alright. Yes! Erenville was headed westwards along the path outside the Archaean. Come, we can still catch it. The full report, warts and all. You know what? I'm just gonna fly down there. I'm not even gonna mess around with this. We're just flying down there. Hold a moment. I have an idea. If memory serves, that colossal wall-like structure is Logisticon Beta, one of Labyrinthos' climate control centers. It should have its own lifts, with which one could access the upper or lower tiers. Aye, if I were an agent of the Forum, it would make for a convenient meeting place. Even if we happen to find Erenville in the company of said agent, we cannot expect them to reveal issues of importance as we nonchalantly stroll past. Nay, we shall have to remain undetected. If only Graha and his vanish spell were here. Oh, but there are other ways of turning invisible. Hippity-hop, my little toads. What? Goodness! Unaccustomed to transfiguration? Worry not. It will wear off with the passage of time. I suggest you and your green companions hop along and catch up with Erenville. Should you feel the magic's fading, return to me and I will refresh the enchantment. And what am I to do in the meantime? Wait here with me. If your current state of mind, or in your current state of mind, you'd be as likely to leap into the jaws of a predator as you would learn anything of note. Which reminds me, where are the creatures hereabouts? In that form, you are essentially defenseless. You have changed into a toad. You must remain transfigured in order to progress with quest objectives. Alright, yeah. We know all this. Yes, I am a toad. Ribbit. Alfie Toad and Alley Toad are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side in order to proceed with quest objectives. Okay, Alfie Toad and Alley Toad. Let's go. My toadie's on fire. Uh-oh. Go this way. There's something up here. Ah, here we go. Ribbit. That's all they say is ribbit. Ribbit. Is that where we're supposed to go? Hold on. Oh. Alfie Toad attempts and fails to shake his head, but you nevertheless understand that he's telling you this is the wrong way. Ollie Toad turns to face the north. Perhaps she's suggesting you cross the bridge. We're jumping in unison. Uh-oh. Oh no! Oh no! Run! No! Help! Hey, how did Proud Loam die? Sold. Oh noes. Go. Alright, we got out of that. Woo! we go up this way? Aha, there we go.
I trust you will find your compensation to be more than satisfactory. We wish to make clear that we are pleased with the efficiency and thoroughness of your work. So much so that we have come bearing new tasks in need of your competent hand.
Another lengthy list. If I may speak frankly, the Gleaners have been pushed to the point of collapse by your unending demands. We are not familiars to be exploited. We are Sharlayan scholars, and we deserve an explanation for this unseemly treatment. What warrants such urgency?
In an age long past, Sharlayan was charged with a momentous duty. And now that word of the final days hangs heavy in the air, the time has come for us to fulfill that charge. I can say no more, but I promise you this. All will be revealed in due course. And when it has, you will understand that your toil was in service to the greatest good.
Then I will do your bidding. For now. But unless you wish the Gleaners to rise up in protest, I advise you to offer tangible improvements for our working conditions. Your promised revelation does nothing to address present circumstances.
A fair point. Your concerns will be conveyed to the Forum.
I hope that was informative. You may consider my debt to you repaid in full.
Oh, he knew.
While I do have my reservations about the Forum, I want to believe that they have our best interests at heart. Which is why I'm reassured that you're busy sniffing out the truth of things. We can ill afford to place all our eggs in one basket, this master plan of theirs, without first understanding the risks involved.
Wait! How did you know it was us?
If you mean to impersonate a toad, try studying the real thing. And don't try to fool an expert.
Nashu. Aw, Nashu's being all... Oh, God. Oh, lovey. Lovey, lovey. Hold on. She's all over me. What? Hi, sweetie. Alright. Our co-performances need work, apparently. I'll have to pay more attention to the next time I see one. I suppose we should have known a gleaner who specializes in animal procurement would not be so easily deceived, yet he seemed inclined to put his trust in us all the same. More importantly, perhaps we've discovered a new piece of the puzzle, this momentous duty the Forum agent mentioned. Charlian has been called to action, and the Telophoroi's declaration was the catalyst. Whatever charge it is they hope to fulfill, they deem it of sufficient import to disrupt all of Labyrinthos, not to mention ignore Eorzea's request for aid. What duty could warrant the direct involvement of the Forum and the commitment of all its resources? Judging by what we just heard, none of the Gleaners were offered any kind of explanation. At this point, it seems abundantly clear that we'll learn nothing new by pressing them further. We should head back to Y'shtola and Kryl for the moment, see what they think of this. Oh, it's looking like it's getting a little overcast out there. Thunderstorms in spring are great. It makes all the plants grow better. I think it must be the electricity in the air or something. It just, like, enervates everything. Welcome back. I trust you found Erenvel then. Interesting. I had a feeling you would learn something important, even if that something was simply a confirmation that no one knows much of anything. We should share this with Kryl, then discuss how we'd like to proceed. Assuming we find her back at the farm, she was still behaving oddly, so I bade her return and rest there. Perhaps not the best decision in hindsight. Would you mind checking near those flowers she was so entranced by? The rest of us can survey the more distant areas, just in case she decided to wander. I do want thunderstorms. It's great for gardens. It's great for gardens and plants. Hello, Superman. Superman? Clever. I like it. Okay, so... Kryl. Where the heck is she? Look. Stray garlic. Stray egg. Stray mandragora. I like the... I didn't notice these guys out here last time. Stray tomato. Stray onion. Stray queen. They're so cute. Alright, where was that? She's probably by those flowers. I bet you she's pilfering a flower. Well, if she doesn't, I will. I want one of them. The heck? It's a good thing I could fly. Ah, there we go. Yep. There she is. There she is.
For you. The spell will keep it from wilting. She said you would need it for the journey ahead.
Who said that?
Will you speak with her now? I cannot hope to match Minfilia's clarity, of course, but...
Oh, Hydaelyn.
Thank you. Do not worry. She has lent me her body for only a moment. Just as I could not save the first from the flood of light, it has become arduous for me to interact with the physical world without assistance. Though I might converse with you for a time, the incorporeal form I assumed on the ship would be incapable of casting even the simplest enchantment. It is in the depths of the ethereal sea, the place to which all life returns, where my influence is greatest. After Menphilia's sacrifice on the first, it was to the sea, here in the source, where I ferried her soul. I wished that gentle spirit to find rest in the world she loved so well. Her, and another who may yet have a part to play, though that will depend on you.
Another? What?
Take the flower. Walk free, for you are free to go where you wish, to believe what you will.
Walk free. It's this part of the lyrics to this song. You know, this song actually always makes me tear up when I hear it. It does.
That gloom will be your guide, test and proof of your conviction. In darkness, seek joy. Surrender not to sadness, and see beyond despair. Walk free, and bear the light for others to follow. Together, raise it aloft and let it shine, till the end, blinding and radiant.
Oh, there's gonna be ugly crying going. It's coming.
That was all too brief. Already she seems so far away. My apologies if I startled you. Ever since we began our descent into Labyrinthos, I had sensed another's will, straining to reach out. Even with my particular talents, though, I was unable to make a connection at first, so weak and tenuous it was. Once I took hold of that wispy thread, imagine my surprise to discover it was Heidelin herself. Needless to say, it seemed wise to learn what we could before letting go. Her answers were more cryptic than I would have liked, but at least she left us with a guide of sorts, that unusual flower. Yes, we are definitely making progress.
You can't be serious! We've done nothing wrong!
Uh-oh. And yes, their music has always been a tier above everybody else's, but yes. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Shit. Come on, Dad. Come on.
Master Fortuno, what business has the Forum with us?
Obstruction and suppression, apparently.
Mistress Baldessian, our records show you facilitated the Scions' entrance into Sharlayan by claiming them as assistants for your organization.
Oh, yes, rip. Very
We
rip.
are aware of your investigations. After alerting the major institutions to the presence of potential troublemakers, we received word from an Archean custodian.
That dude.
A group operating under the auspices of the students, skulking about Labyrinthos and engaging in clandestine behavior.
Clandestine? We may not have entered Sharlayan as Scions, but we did naught to conceal our identities. Our only purpose in this city is to seek the truth. I can think of no reason why our actions should warrant the Forum's intervention.
'Tis not our way to discourage the pursuit of knowledge, but the timing of such pursuits must be considered, not to mention their potential impact. With the world in chaos, we, the true caretakers of wisdom, have committed ourselves to an undertaking that demands the utmost discretion. And we will not risk its success by turning a blind eye to disruptive foreign elements in our midst.
What, then, is to be our fate? Will you put us on a ship back to Eorzea?
The Forum will convene to examine your case. The results of said inquiry will determine your future in this city. As for your absent companion, he has already been detained.
Grah.
Grah! But why? Is reading a crime now, too?
Reading is encouraged, celebrated even. Not, however, of the volumes shelved in the restricted section of the library.
Oh boy.
Refusing to comply will only make matters worse. Let us instead treat this as an opportunity to open a dialogue with the Forum.
Silence is often one's best defense. I would advise against prolonging the proceedings with frivolous discourse. But enough. This is not the place for debate. The rostra await.
Dang it. We were just getting somewhere. How long does it take a blister to heal? I'm like, I'm ready for this thing to be gone already. Oh boy. Right into it. Going right into it.
Forgive me. I was careless.
We would have been detained regardless. This way, at least, we managed to stay together. I trust your time within the Forbidden Archives was well spent.
The Forum will come to order! This inquiry is now in session. As Speaker-elect, I will be presiding over the day's proceedings. Master Fortuner, would you be so kind as to restate the matter which compelled you to summon your colleagues with such urgency?
As you are all aware, we recently denied Eorzea's request for Sharlayan assistance. Since then, certain individuals dissatisfied with our decision have taken it upon themselves to interfere with our work. They entered our nation masquerading as associates of the students of Baldessian. But these malcontents are better known as the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. These militants wield influence with both the Eorzean and Eastern alliances, and are inextricably involved with the crises presently afflicting the world at large. Loose in our city, these warmongers sought to meddle with and expose matters of state secret. What are they, if not a dire threat to be expelled?
You have tarnished the good name of the students. Galuf would be ashamed.
Galuf Baldessian was never one to forsake his fellow man. Even if this nation closed every door and retreated from the world, he would have found a way to help the Scions, help every soul of this star fight back against the coming doom.
Yeah, she did take off her hood, and I love her little her hair, her ponytail. It's so cute. When are we getting this in the Mog Station? Come on. Yoshi-P, give this in the Mog Station.
A terrible enemy stands poised to lay waste to all we hold dear. In the face of such madness, Eorzea reached out to Sharlayan, a respected ally, in the hopes of forming a united front. Was your curt dismissal truly the best you could offer? Or are you so preoccupied with your momentous duty of an age-long past that even the end of the world is unworthy of your attention?
Whence came this revelation?
From the mouth of a forum member within fortuitous earshot.
Then it seems your findings support my own. The reason I visited the restricted shelves was to study records of the Forum's policymaking process, to better understand the historical trends underlying their most major decisions. At first glance, the positions of neutrality in war and the accumulation of knowledge above all else appear constant and consistent, the unchanging pillars of Sharlayan society. And once upon a time, I might have left it at that. These days, however, I am more attuned to the subtleties of governance, and so I noticed something odd. From a particular point in time, the purpose of these policies shifted. No longer was knowledge preserved for the benefit of society. Rather, society was to be gradually reshaped to ensure the preservation of knowledge. The most conspicuous and telling change was the one which befell Labyrinthos. Once little more than an oversized storehouse, an enormous allocation of funds saw it transformed into an advanced research and archival facility. I also discovered a fascinating account on the finances of our Dravanian colony. The settlement attracted students from far and wide, and the connections and tuition fees thus acquired were funneled into further improvements for the archives. Now, there is no question that our nation's progress is tied to the acquisition of wisdom. Nevertheless, the vast resources diverted for this purpose borders on the obscene. But returning to the matter of when, our change in course appears to have been made some 270 years ago.
The very same period when Sharlayan scholars in the hinterlands began a formal study of the ethereal sea. You found something, did you not? And whatever it was, gave rise to your oh-so-important duty.
Mind your tongue, Archon. If you had seen...
What? Darth Vader aware?
Yes. We are bound by a duty we cannot ignore.
You're not... If you watch a little bit further, you're not gonna... you're not gonna get spoiled too much, don't worry. I played through it. This just leaves us with more questions than answers at this point.
Knowing this, what would you have us do? Abandon our vital work and join you on the field of battle? We will never choose the way of the sword. We will fulfill our mission, not through strife and bloodshed, but survival. Come what may, we shall live on. We must.
Do as you must, then. But we Scions will fight until the heavens fall, until our last breath.
You did. I'm honestly so excited for you. I wish I could play through this again for the very first time and experience the game as I was newbie. I really hope you enjoy the journey. So much. It's so good and it's so much fun.
Such misguided zeal.
Father, Master Fortuno, I fail to understand the stance you have elected to take. But by the same token, I have yet to find a compelling argument to counter the challenge you put to us in Gridania. Still, in the midst of my uncertainty, I must trust in myself to do what is right, as others have chosen to trust in me. So I will continue, as I always have, weighing the consequences of my every action, and allowing my hope for the future to inform my decisions.
That's quite enough. Have you all forgotten the reason for this assembly?
Skolok Monteshane. He's the head of the studium and an old friend of my grandfather's.
Honestly, every discussion devolves into some interminable debate. Terrible habit. Let's return to the topic at hand, By their own admission, these Scions have resolved to fight alongside the Eorzean nations against the doom which swift approaches. But there exists no evidence of an attempt to incite our citizens to do the same. Furthermore, while our decision may well have been the correct one, we cannot simply bull our way through these disagreements without inviting doubts or objections. Put yourselves in their place. Who among you would leave a tome unopened if an elder forbid you read it with no reason given? No. If we're to quell further discontent, then we must conclude this matter with a fair and even hand.
Order! We will have order!
Order in the courts.
Master Monteshane raises some valid points. Keeping such concerns in mind, I propose we enforce the following measures. Until further notice, the students of Baldesion are to cease any and all activities within the domain of Sharlayan. You will also refrain from any further investigation into the Forum's decisions and duties. Failure to comply with these restrictions will result in the immediate expulsion of your Scion associates. Let us put this judgment to a vote. All in favor, raise your hand.
It's a lot of raised hands. I think we're screwed.
I count 51 for and 48 against. The proposal is passed. Students, Scions, you have heard the Forum's judgment. Pray abide by it, or face the consequences. Honored members, I thank you for your time. This inquiry is concluded.
What do we do now? Damn it. You know what we should do? We should go save... What was her name? Nadama? Is that what? Nadana? I don't know. We need to go save the elephant. That's what we need to do. I say, let's head back over and meet up with Thancred and Arianje and Estonian. I almost said Estonian. Don't you even look at me, baby 10. Okay. Click that button. Thank the gods for Scholar Matashane. I absolutely loathe arguing in circles. My father may be right, but I am still groping in the dark for answers. But I needed him to know that I would never stop searching. I owed that much to our involved, and myself. You may encounter some raised eyebrows, but do continue to claim the students as your sponsor whensoever the need arises. I believe in the guiding principles of the Scions, and I know my grandfather would have as well. I apologize for the trouble I've caused you. I was pondering the significance of what I had just read as I left the restricted section, and knocked over the security mammoth on my way out. I promise to be more vigilant next time. Dang it, Graha! This is all your fault. Well, at least we've been allowed to remain in the city, and our endless investigations have not been in vain. We now know that this mysterious duty of theirs began with whatever the Forum discovered in the ethereal sea. With our freedom so sorely curtailed, however, we will struggle to learn aught more of substance here in Charlian. What quest are we on now? Ooh, estate visitor, and then boom, back to Thavnir. Okay. The overall picture has grown clearer, yes, but that's in spite of the Forum being so maddeningly vague about this duty of theirs. Why are they so reluctant to explain their actions in plain words? Survival come what may. Is Father's work so vital that it takes precedence over his own family? Alfredo? Alice? It is you. When I heard you'd been dragged before the Forum, I came as swiftly as I could. I am so very glad they allowed you to stay. Mother? Emilian's Leveilleur at your service. And you fine people must be the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. How lovely it is to finally meet you. Everybody's mouths are like on the floor. Mother, please. We don't wish to make things difficult for you. If word reaches Father that you were here... Oh, bother that. Am I to be chastised for speaking with my own children? I am well aware that you and Master Fortuno are not on the best of terms at the moment, but I've been absolutely desperate to see my darlings again. You will come by the house, won't you? I have gifts waiting. The timing couldn't be better. As matters stand, we shan't be going anywhere until we discuss matters with Thancred's group and reconsider our options. Go, visit your home. We will be back at the annex when you are ready to rejoin us. I'm not sure we... Rislin, what do you think? Rislin? The Rislin Hollis? Oh my gosh, you guys. Someone's excited to see me! Yeah, this is exciting. What a splendid day this has turned out to be. Champion of Eorzea, I insist that you join us. My jaw's still on the floor. But we must be quick about it. Not for my own benefit, but should my husband return and find you enjoying our hospitality, the servants will be made to suffer the consequences. Rislin, if you would be so kind as to escort my children to the estate. She is a lovely woman. And then she was gone, and with her an opportunity to protest. Indeed. The matter is settled. Enjoy yourselves, you three. Yes, we're going to have tea. Speaking of tea, check it out. Check it out, BB10. Check it out. I got a new emote. Alright, hold on. We're not doing that. Ah, damn it. Alright, here we go. I'm so excited. I ran out and bought it right away. I ran out and bought that amount. $7, I know, but it was $7 worth it. Alright, let's go. I apologize. My mother is not one to take no for an answer. Still, I am glad, relieved even, to see her in such high spirits. What say you, Rislin? Though it seems we shall have little enough time to enjoy it, will you accompany us on our visit home? Yes. Fine. If we're going, then let's get it over with. But be sure to stay in the entrance hall. No peeking into our private chambers, thank you very much. Why ever not? Your room was always perfectly neat and tidy. Everyone has things they'd rather keep to themselves, don't they? Cherished mementos you couldn't bring yourself to throw away. Childhood toys. I mean, never mind. The Lavallure estate is that way, straight down the stairs. Come on. Yeah, rip his credit card. No, I just put it on the Amazon card. You know what they say about it. It's fake. It's not even real money. The Amazon card isn't even real money. It's fine. It's fine. No, but you can actually use your Amazon account to buy shit in Final Fantasy. It's great. When Alice and I were little, this bridge was as far as we were permitted to wander alone. I say alone, but my mother or a servant was always somewhere nearby, keeping a watchful eye. And now look at us, traveling to different continents, different worlds even. As children, Alphino and I would often wait here for our father to come home from work. It must have been a day when his meetings ran long, because I remember growing restless and leaning out over the railing to watch the water rush by. Father, of course, arrived at that exact moment, came pounding down the path in a panic, crying out my name. Oh man, this is their house? This is their house? What? Man, they come from money. They have money. And here you are at last. Please, do come in. Oh my god, they have a full...
Welcome home, my lady.
A full butler staff.
What? What are you gawping at?
Well, the Scion headquarters must seem squalid indeed. Yes, much richer
I'll
than
have
me.
you know I'm quite fond of the Rising Stones.
Lord Fourcheneau is not to hear of this visit. And I should also like the children to have their gifts, ere my husband makes his return.
As you wish, my lady.
Man, so many butlers. This get me excited. I can't help it. Get me excited. Whew. I need to expand myself.
Mistress Alice, if you'd accompany me upstairs.
We shan't be long.
Thank you for popping in, Superman. Hopefully I'll see you in another stream later on. Have fun. Enjoy the game. I know you will. You definitely will.
The twins have been sending letters home from time to time, recounting their latest adventures. I am sure they withhold certain details, of course, if only to keep me from worrying. Yet a mother worries all the same. In the early days especially, I tried to support them as best I could, sending the Scions coin and other such donations. Fortunately, they have found the strength to overcome adversity time and time again. Their words grow more confident with every letter, their depictions more vivid. The triumphs and defeats, the joys and sorrows. It is clear that they have come to find value in every experience. But of those they treasure most, it would seem that meeting you might be the most impactful. Why, since that fateful day, I do believe there has not been a single missive in which you were not mentioned by name.
Oh no. Alice. There. I'm embarrassed now.
'Tis plain they care for you, and I am glad they have such a steadfast companion watching over them. Under normal circumstances, I would offer you tea, but alas, these are anything but. In any event, why don't you keep me company whilst we await my children's return? Perhaps you might regale me with a tale or two of your exploits.
It's okay. I brought my own tea. We're good. It's fine.
When you mentioned gifts, I wasn't sure what to expect. Mother,
Oh, look how well it fits you. And the style is to your liking?
New outfit.
It's perfect. Exactly what I would have chosen. But please, tell me you had something different made for Alphino.
I don't know, I'd like to see Alphino in a romper.
You are hardly little children anymore. And while I shall miss dressing you in those precious matching outfits, I must respect the individuals you have grown to become. See for yourself.
Thank you for the splendid clothes, Mother. Stylish, comfortable, and eminently practical.
I am so glad you like them. They are, however, missing one final touch.
If you'd allow me, Master Alphino.
Wait. Are these...
A sage's tools of the trade. They belonged to your father. Though he may as well be chained to his desk these days, as a student he was often called upon to venture into the field. He wielded those armaments, both to heal and to harm in no few battles. None so fierce as those you two have braved, perhaps, but battles nonetheless. Thus did I pull them out of storage, to show you that he was not always the man who stands in vehement opposition to you now. And also because it would be a terrible waste of ridiculously expensive House Leveilleur commissioned artistry. I am told these devices are quite difficult to master, but someone of your extensive experience should soon have them darting about with grace and aplomb.
What, you just bought the Endwalker expansion and everything together?
May the wisdom in that crystal serve you well. And please, try to find common ground with your father. That you might come and go without need for this awful subterfuge.
I don't know, that might be kind of hard. Well, you won't regret it. It's plus it'll allow you to pick up some of the...
We will, Mother. I promise.
I think you... Well, no, you can't get the new classes until 80, but still.
My final gifts to you, before you run off, are an observation and a suggestion. Firstly, Fortuno has ever been a serious man, but it was only after you were born that he truly lost himself in his work. I may not know the Forum's inner workings, but I know your father's. The timing of that change in him holds some significance. Secondly, do not seek to best your father with words. Far better that you simply show him. Let him discover the merit of your actions, after they cannot be undone.
So, once again, ask for forgiveness, not permission.
We shall take your wisdom to heart. Thank you again for these gifts, and farewell for now.
Yeah, it's pretty weird how, yeah.
Safe travels, my children. Eat well, stay warm, and keep your friends close.
And your enemies closer? Yeah, it's you would think you'd be able to, but I think because you bought the expansion, it's like a different key. I don't know. All right. Talk to Mom. We're good there. We got to avoid Dad, but I think we're all right. That was that. Only the gods know when we'll be back again. Thank you for indulging Mother's request. I can see it meant a lot to her, and I shall refrain from inquiring as to the content of your private conversation. Our visit was all too brief. For now, however, it will have to suffice, as will these tokens of home that we carry with us, these gifts to help us remember who we are and whence we came. But enough sentimentality. Let us return to the annex and rejoin our companions. So, yeah, the Valdesian. The annex. I think I'm just gonna do the dungeon in the Trust, since I've run that dungeon like a million times in Trust, getting my guys leveled up, so yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. What? It's missing the edges. Well, shit. Hold on. You just now noticed this? No, let me fix this. It's all because I was playing that one game. Alright, there we go. Is that better? That's gotta be better. Enjoyed your time with the love of yours, I hope. I would ask how the twins fared, but their new outfits tell the tale. I only hope we can help them to reconcile with their father, that they might return home one day with their heads held high. In the meantime, we edge ever closer to the secret the Forum strives to hide, and the flower bequeathed to you by Heidelin is sure to guide us going forward. I'm confident that once we've heard your report from Thavnir, we'll be well equipped to plot our next move. Yeah, it should be fixed. I have it. Let me double check. There, we'll do the let's see. No. Fuck. Yeah, I don't know. It should be alright. Yeah. Okay. Anyways. Let's get to the dungeon. Since there's been progress in both investigations, shall we share the findings from our respective locales?
Your time in Thafnir has certainly been eventful. In my opinion, carrying out Vitra's request and assaulting the Tower of Zot should be our highest priority.
I'm running as a warrior right now, but my main is actually White Mage.
I agree. While I still have questions concerning the Forum and their grand undertaking, we have all but exhausted our avenues of investigation. Simply pressing them any harder on the subject will almost certainly result in our expulsion. Therefore, I suggest we explore the ethereal sea connection by way of a letter to Master Matoya, then make our way to Thafnir.
I wonder, even with the protection these talismans afford us, what can we hope to achieve once inside the tower? According to Orenvold and Fodola's report, they were unable to free the Emolja. Worse, their attempts triggered the tower's defenses, which led to a summoning of Luna Ifrit.
What does it tell us that the Spires even have such defenses? Simply pulling a prisoner from the wall is fatal. Thus the direct approach is doomed to failure from the outset. Any further measures to dissuade such actions seem unnecessary. Unless, of course, there is a way to free the prisoners without killing them. Then it stands to reason that any intruders will be met with overwhelming force.
The towers appeared throughout the world in but the twinkling of an eye. 'Twas by magical means these structures were raised, I surmise. A spire thus conjured must needs be maintained, and I suspect an arcane catalyst, some manner of core, doth lie hidden within. Destroy the core, and the tower ceaseth to be, thus liberating the captives without harm.
So we can hope, and I would prefer to enter the tower with a working theory than with no plan at all.
Assuming Ishtola's reasoning is correct, the chances of the defenses remaining dormant are small to none. Any primals will have to be dealt with, and defeating one will likely only lead to the summoning of another. Our every victory will only compound the prisoner's suffering.
May we not then divide our forces? Those proficient in healing will focus on sustaining the captives. That duty can be covered by Urianger, Kryl, Yostela, and myself. The remaining Scions will proceed with the search for the core. Admittedly, this strategy puts both parties at greater risk, but it should bolster our chances of saving the Archosaurus by a considerable margin.
Alright, are you sure Alphino is in the right group? I don't know.
If you're to fight primals, then you'd best have at least one healer with you.
Fine.
And I am more than happy to fulfill that role. I found wielding a sage's armament to be rather intuitive, and look forward to testing them against a more challenging foe.
But I'm basically a healer as a warrior. I can just heal myself up.
It seems we have a plan. All that remains is to carry it out. I will inform Rad Zidhan of our movements, so let us make our preparations and regroup near the tower.
The military post in what's left of the Hamsa hatchery should serve as a convenient staging point.
That sounds perfect. And remember, the experimental aetherite at the confluence is there for those who need it, so there's no excuse for being late.
Alright. So yes. Yeah, warriors are bad actually. Oh, their self-healing is almost I almost feel like it's broken, but whatever. White Mage is I love White Mage. I actually love that class. I love playing as it, but I think it's just easier. You know, it's less frustrating to do these trusts as a tank than it is as a healer. Because as a healer, the other trust members do dumb shit. It makes me mad. Alright. What am I doing? I gotta get to the great work. Alright. Look at that. We're going in. We're going in. In the Dark Tower. Is that a reference to the Dark Tower series? I'm betting it is. I'm betting it is. Ah, a friend from Eorzea. We've been expecting you. You and yours will lead the mission into the tower, I am told. The warding scales will be delivered soon. Till then, please stand by at the boat we have ready. When your fellows arrive, I will direct them to join you. We pray for your safety and success. Oh, it's 4 o'clock. Alright. Destination. Ugh. This is the future of Aetheryte travel. I think I'll stick to boats. Hi. No warning, however emphatic, could have prepared me for that. On account of which we are a little late, but fighting fit, mostly. They have the Aetheryte sickness too. Or I can relate. Ah, it's Varshan. My friends, permit me to thank you for accepting this mission. You must be, we should still call you Varshan, I suppose. Indeed, it would not do to confuse our soldiers. Very well then. For our part, we are humbled that you should see fit to entrust us with your warding scales. Please convey as much to His Excellency. One for each of you. Please accept them as my blessings. It's the eye. You mean, what? Our thanks. With these, we can go anywhere those with the blessing of light can go. Not only for this operation either, but all the ones to come. We can finally break your monopoly on primals. Let's see, in that case, they're all yours from now on. No, wait. No. You know I love... Oh, it's the eye. It's the Eye of Sauron. You know, I wouldn't mind carrying on as before, you know. You know I love killing myself some primals. Spoken like our champion. Rest assured, we'll ever have need of you, though we will do what we can to lighten your burden. If everyone is amenable to it, let us review the strategy for good measure. As previously agreed, we will divide into 2 groups. Rislin and her band will break through the tower's defenses and locate its core. Meanwhile, the rest of us will tend to the prisoners, who will doubtless want it for healing due to the duress of repeated summonings. The primals which the tower bringeth forth shall be deities of Thavnarian myth. As we have no prior experience with such foes, pray exercise the utmost caution when confronting them. We commence the operation at your word, my friend. For the people of Thavnir, nay, the entire world, we must prevail. Did we do a fist pump? Did we do it yet? Ow. Ow! No! I can't. Okay, stop. Don't do it. It hurts. I just fist pumped my blister. Alright, that was really, really bad idea. That's really bad. Alright. The Radiant Host and I will be watching from the outpost, ready to act at the first sign of unusual activity. May the scales preserve you well, and protect you in lieu of Ifricha's fangs and claws. Though our parties are separate, I will trust in you, as I know you will trust in me. Let us both give it our all, and add another rousing chapter to the saga. I know, that was not a smart idea. Aside from primals within the tower, we shall for a certainty encounter enthralled Imperial soldiers. Defenders conveyed hither by means unknown, who will stop at nothing to hinder our efforts. Lest you worry, I have not forgotten my healing spells. Be it restoration or destruction, this sorceress can command whatever magics the situation requires. This is the closest I've ever been to one of the towers. Such a sinister aura it exudes. It's been a while since last I took to the field, and I can't help but feel nervous. With everyone at my side, I'm sure all will be well. It'll be fine. Okay, enter with NPC part. Oh, okay, we're just gonna do it party. Oh, let me scale this right. Oh man! I guess this is who we're going with. We're going with the Stinian. Scale this. That's scaled right. Alright. Kind of spooky. It kind of looks alien in here. Foul place this. Let us proceed with caution. Oh, I better put on my defiance. It wouldn't let me, because she's gonna go off and do her own thing. Alright, come on, let's go. Let's go. You guys don't stand back there while I'm taking care of business. Yeah, just heal myself up. I love it. Really, you shouldn't be pulling more than one group in trusts, but I do it anyways, just to challenge myself a little bit. But they single target everybody. They don't AoE, so I've got to pull their weight for them.
You underestimate me.
A great surge of ether, as if the summoning hath begun. Uh-oh. Look! Those beastly masks! It's the Minutia come to life! We will focus on sustaining the Arcasadora. Or however you say those. The rest of you must keep going. Onwards! Onward and upwards! Alright, let's do it. Let's go. Please tell me they're following. Oh god, look at how far behind they are! Alright, this is gonna hurt.
I have you now.
Man, I haven't heard Estinian go, "You estimate me" yet. Yeah, I'm in the game. There was one time when I was running this, and he is just like, every freaking time he emotes, it's like, "You underestimate me." I feel like he's a little self-conscious. Just a little bit. Alright, first boss.
This will hurt.
Are they getting ready to go over here? No? Alright.
I have you now.
Oh, I'm gonna get hit. That's fine. We're fine. It's just one vulnerability. I got this. Alphino, heal me. Come on! Oh, shit. Oh yeah, you get to hear the new boss, the new music. This is the mid-boss music. I actually really like this song. It's very, I don't know. It's pretty good. We gotta get over here.
You underestimate me.
All or nothing!
Man, Stinian just gets really into it. I love it. she'll be dead before the fire hits. Yeah, there we go. That's this way. Yes, and they're all mine. All mine. I don't have to share with anybody. Did I get experience? Oh, I actually did get experience for doing this. Nice. I don't think it'll get me to 89, but hey, at least I'm getting something. Alright, these are the ones that they don't like following me up. I have to like really get some good, alright, there we go. They are a bit creepy, aren't they? Alright, there we go. Yeah, Blood Wedding is pretty overpowered. It's pretty overpowered. What the hell? Alice, say stop pulling them off of me. Treasures, more sparklies. Okay. We're gonna hit home. We're gonna hit. No, come on. We're gonna hit home game here. Oh god. I would have died if I didn't hit it. That was my big tank cooldown. It doesn't allow you to get lower than 1 hit point, and I got down there. Yeah, Alphino seems more concerned with DPSing than healing, which kind of reminds me of some healers in the duty rats. I knew there was another treasure chest. Here we go. Alright. Did, who? The boss? Probably. Oh man, come on. Oh, you know, it was probably Alice, because she's the red mage. Look at, they all look like her. Alright, oh shit. Oh, here we go.
Let's give them a show! Let's give them a show! I have you now!
Alright. And, just wait until you see the next boss. This is the area where pulling multiple groups gets a little tricksy. Yeah, see, that was Justinian saying, you're mine. But he hasn't said yet, you underestimate me. It's just making me disappointed. I want him to just keep saying that. Ah, crap. Maybe put a wall there. I think they all, well, some of them, yeah, LSA says it. I think, Thancred also says it when you run with him as a tank. Now LSA just keeps saying it.
You now.
Okay. Last set of trash, and then we're on the last boss. Actually, I think we got through this pretty quick. All considering. I mean, you probably could have done a little faster at with you know, a live group, but... Alright, there we go. No matter the cost, we must protect the tower. Harbingers elect the Magus sisters. Now see, I don't like the song as much as the middle song, like the mid-boss song. But I actually think this is a better final boss song for a dungeon because it sounds like, holy shit, you just rolled up on a big-ass monster that you gotta take down. But if you see what they're saying here, they're talking to each other, and Alisaie's like, ugh, we're so close and now this. And then Istinian's like, Would have been quicker to fight all these three at once. And Halcyon's like, please don't tempt fate like that. Fucking Justinian. Alright. Oh, there we go. There's two other sisters. You gotta deal with all of their abilities at once. This was much harder when you first did this and you didn't know what the hell's going on.
You underestimate me.
He said it! He said it! He said the thing! Justinian said the thing. I'm so excited. This is much harder when you didn't know. You did it the first time and they pop up and you're like, oh my god. He did. He did. It's like, it takes a ton longer to kill the first one, but once the first one's down, the other two go easy. Oh, I have a package scheduled for delivery tomorrow. Hey, Superman's following me! Thanks, Superman. My emails were popping up. I was really kind of checking my emails there. Oh no. No, don't stand right there! In the middle of everything! Ah, fuck.
All or nothing!
Man. Alright, well. Now look at how fast they're dying! Done. Alright. Oh, nice of you to join us, Tancred. He just comes running up from behind. Tower of Zat orchestration roll. Oh, I already have it. Yes. Cutscene time.
Is everyone all right?
We fortified the captives with what magics we could. Have the defenses been disabled? All appears quiet for the moment.
The lower floors were disturbing enough, but this place feels wrong. The ether is heavy and thick, like wading through a quagmire.
Thank you for the sub. I was not expecting that at all, but thank you, Superman. I never expect it, but I always appreciate it.
I believe we stand in the tower's beating heart. What sayest thou, Stola?
I see it. Ether siphoned from the land runs up through the spire, flowing to a single point. This is the core we seek. Yet something is off. As large as this structure is, it siphons far more ether than is required to sustain it. 'Tis as if the core is feeding on the energy, consuming it. I need to take a closer look. Curious. There is something there embedded inside the core.
What?
A man's limb.
What? Okay, this just went horror.
This is what we came to destroy?
Man.
Yes, if you would be so kind.
And that should be the end of it.
I knew that was gonna happen. Well, I played it before. But I forget all the, you know, little stuff.
What now?
My theory that the tower might come crashing down following the core's destruction doth appear to be correct.
Bully for you! And how are we supposed to survive the fall?
What of the prisoners below?
The floor beneath our very feet dissolves. Brace yourselves!
I pray I'm not too late.
Oof.
Oh, what happened? Where are we?
I hope they're all alive.
By my reckoning, we're still on the island where the tower stood. But 'tis as if it never existed. Hardly a scratch. But how?
No. Grah.
Graha wove a levitation spell at the last moment. Large enough to catch everyone, it would seem.
There are a lot of elephants.
That explains the lack of obvious injuries.
The expenditure of so much ether has taken its toll. He will need plenty of rest, but should otherwise be none the worse for wear.
then the immediate problem is what to do with our new friends here. They'll be much changed for their time in the tower. Even if their bodies are intact, I doubt we could say the same for their minds.
Oh, Donna. Where is she? We gotta find her.
Angelo and I will take care of that.
I have every faith in you, Alize, but there are just too many for you to treat alone.
We'll send at once to Eorzea for more porksies, and call on the local mages to lend a hand.
Hail, Scions! We were watching the tower when it simply disappeared. What happened here?
The threat is banished, and thy people delivered. They are, however, in need of treatment, and we of a secure locale and helping hands to assist us in its provision.
You shall have all this and more. Come, let us convey these unfortunate souls to the city.
They're gonna have some work to do to lift those guys. There she is. I hope we can once again stare into those beautiful, endless pools of her eyes. Ooh. I don't know how to do an Estinian woo. I don't. Carrying all those Matenga may have been the true struggle. I can't do an Estinian woo. The liberated prisoners are being transported to Razat Han for treatment. Alice and Y'shtola will oversee the administration of the tempering treatment, with support from those who know a healing spell or two. We'll go and join them in the city once you've had a moment to catch your breath. What do you mean, lewd? Alright, yeah. Okay, so I hate to do it here, but actually I think this might be a good place to end the stream.